Moving on from the chair seat, we are now focused on making the front legs of the COVID time Maloof inspired rocker. As you can see, the front leg is a very unique joint. You're taking a very square piece of wood and fitting it into a rounded dado on the front seat, and eventually all the squareness on the front leg itself will become round. So this is a really interesting process. I look forward to doing it, but at the same time I was pretty apprehensive. So here we go. So I have moved on now, and it is Saturday, May 23rd. I'm trying to work on putting on the front leg. So if you remember previously, see that dado in the front right here? I basically created a 1-inch dado into this nut and then created that through there. Now I've got my front leg, which is 19.5 inches long, 2 inches wide, and then I had to cut it to fit into that dado. Then 7 inches from the top, I cut a 3-way dado here. So this would be the outside. Here's your front, and then here's your rear of your leg. Now that's meant to fit right into this dado right here. So the problem is this is rounded, this is square. So the next thing I'm going to do is round those off so that this piece goes in and fits well. I'm going to try the rudder, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is I've got this giganto 3/4 inch white side 1/2 inch shank router bit. That's gonna do it. We'll see. Okay, now it's time to create an inside dado, or a round over, so that corner right there matches the seat. So I've already cut these, but essentially what I did is I got a 3/4 inch bit there. I set it up, placed it in, rolled it through, and did it on both sides. A little bit scary because it's a big bit, but it worked. Now let's see how it fits. Okay, wow, it's still Saturday. And now, as you can see, I have got the dados cut in these, and the edges rounded over. I've taken one pass here and here to get that weight off of there. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I just took my template here, and I traced along there and there, line up the centers of course. And now what I'm going to do is use the bandsaw to cut off this exit and exit, and exit, and exit, and exit. And then I get to turn it. Wow, going along. Okay, so now it's all been cut off, all the pieces, or all those little marks. So now I've got to turn it. Essentially I got to get it to 1.25 inches here, up to this taper. Here to 1.25 inches, both sides, both ends, both legs. Ready? Let me know when you're going.
You're going.
All right, so I'm turning the front legs. I have to get 1.25 inches here, 1.25 inches here, and then slowly taper it up to the joint, being careful not to hit the joint. So here we go. Let's see what we can do. And there you see an image of the completed legs. Well, the completed legs for now. They're turned and the joint is ready to be fitted, and in this next image you can see that they are fitted onto the chair itself, and it works. I was really happy at this point. Breaking news! I have the attention span of a gnat. And yes, I was trying to make sure I stayed on target and finished this chair as soon as possible, but life got in the way. In this next image, you can see a video of a drill press that I found on Craigslist for 30 bucks, which is a Craftsman drill press from 1937. Works perfectly, wonderful, great tool, and I actually used it to drill the holes in that seat. So I spent a lot of time fixing that up. Next picture, you can see me in the front of
our boat, trying to get the boat going. Sorry, Jeremy, it didn't work and we didn't get very fast, but we had a great time anyway, I hope. And here we are having a good time. And then finally, you see in the next picture, we are trying to build a road back to our back 40, so we're cutting down trees. So all in all, great times, but life gets in the way, and you always don't spend the time you want to necessarily on woodworking, but that's not such a bad thing.
All right, it is June 7th, the day after D-Day. Thank you, veteran. I have now got the rear legs cut to a profile. And now what I need to do is make them uniform between the two legs. And so to do that, I'm essentially taking the template, putting painter's tape on it to attach it to the surface of the leg. And then, with a bearing bit and a 2-inch upward spiral shank, I'll run it across here, and it'll essentially take on the form of the template. Not gonna lie, this is a great big bit. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I've never used a bit that big, but we're gonna give it a try, and we'll go from there. Routing those arms went pretty good, so now what I'm doing is I'm cutting some of the weight off the inside of the legs, back legs, just for providing the shape, I guess, more than anything. So I've done one already, just wanted to jump in and do the next one on camera.
After I was done at the bandsaw with that leg, there was another operation that I had to do, which is very similar to the front leg, which was to create that 3-way dado in the joint. One unique piece on this particular one in the rear, on both sides actually, if you look closely, you can see there's an adder block added to the inside of the rear leg. And it's a 6-degree angle. And essentially a piece of wood was added there at 6 degrees so that the rear legs splay out to give this chair a little bit of splendor and nice flowing lines. So that adder block is added, cut at 6 degrees, and then again the dado is cut around the rear leg and then attached. And we'll see what it looks like right after this. And there, my friends, is the efforts of the past several weeks. All 4 legs are now attached to the chair seat, and it looks kind of like a chair. Now, at this point I was feeling really, really good, and then I realized there was still a lot of work to do.